What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rams Brothers, the pod. I'm your host, Dean, and I'm joined by the other host of this show, Nick. And Nick, we're live for the first time ever. How are you?
Oh, Dean, I'm great. I'm feeling good. Absolutely stressed out of my mind thinking about this game coming up.
You're stressed. I'm excited.
Mhm.
Is it a combination of both? Are you stressed? You're excited? Or is it more stress?
I'm strited, a little stress excited. See, now I like there's no foreseeable future where they get blown out, in my opinion. So I think I don't know. There's just so many emotions. And
Oh,
I was just at the airport, right? And they have all the NFC West gear and they have the hats that they wore and the shirts. And I'm just like, do I buy it? Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to wear it for a week. You know what I
I
mean?
gotcha. I gotcha. Wait and see game. You want to wait and see if they can win it before you buy all the merchandise. I totally understand. I mean, the divisional championship, the NFC conference championship, like that's all good and well, but you want to win the whole thing. And they're
Yeah.
primed, they're ready to go to be able to do so. And then you want to buy all the merchandise and celebrate in glory for the whole off season.
Yeah.
Rub it in your friends' face, show your friends and family, everything, every event, every golfing event, you could rock Rams gear. Everything you do.
I mean, like
You
at the
can
end of the
rock.
day, I'm Monday, win or lose at work, I will be wearing Ram stuff regardless. It would just be really nice just to be able to wear a Super Bowl champion hat.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, there's going to be a lot of prop bets. You could bet the game normally. You could bet it outright. You could bet the spread. You could pick a Super Bowl MVP. And we're very excited. I'm very excited about this, Nick. I know you are too. We've partnered with a number of different sports books to give you the best options for all of your sports betting needs. For California listeners, betus.com is the perfect place to start betting. So for California listeners, you guys have an option to start betting. If you live in a betting state, though, then be sure to check out our deals on DraftKings, FanDuel, or BetMGM. Excuse me, BetMGM. In order to get our special Rams Brothers deal, you have to check and click on the link located in the description. I'm going to pull up the link real quick. Give me a second, Nick. Maybe some stalling music would work here for me.
Do
Give
do
me
do do do.
There we go.
I want to fly like an eagle.
Linktree/LAFB betting offers. And that link will take you to a number of betting offers, and you could win big with any of these amazing promotions, and it helps us out. So sign up if you get a chance. There's the link. Check it out. And then again,
So it's at www.linktr.ee/LAFB betting offers.
correctamundo. And then our other sponsor, tickpick.com. We've been updating TickPick as much as we possibly can just to try and see if there's any kind of discount on Super Bowl tickets. It seems like they're going up, but there's no fees. So tickpick.com/Rams Brothers, Rams Bros rather. You
Not
get
just for
in,
sports, there's a
just for
Tenacious
sports.
D concert coming up where I'm probably going to use TickPick for.
Yeah, just bought John Mayer tickets.
There
I
you go.
use tickpick.com/Rams Bros to do so. All right, so this episode is going to be fun, right? We're not going to get any of the statistics. I'll get into a little bit with Stafford and Cooper Kupp, but I wanted to make this episode fun just for the sake of the fact that we're actually in the Super Bowl, right? The fact that we can preview some of the fun stuff, some of the media that's happening, right? We have LAFB on Radio Row right now, so some live updates from there, right? And some of the stuff that comes out of Media Day, right? Matthew Stafford making comparisons of who would play him in the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Aaron Donald making a speech in front of his whole team at a high school in front of a bunch of fans for a pep rally, essentially, right? Like this is all really, really interesting stuff that's coming out of Media Week that you get to monitor consistently. And there's, some interesting stuff that ends up coming out of it. So we have that. It's Matthew Stafford's birthday. So happy birthday to Matthew Stafford. I said I wasn't going to go into any stats, but real quick, I just want to throw these numbers at you just because there's a lot of information.
Let me see if I can catch him.
Okay, let's see if you can catch him. There's a lot of information that suggests Matthew Stafford is going to potentially have a massive, massive Super Bowl. So including the playoffs, 5,700
in one is just freaking amazing.
Yeah, exactly. 5,791 passing yards. 47 passing touchdowns. I think a couple of rushing touchdowns sprinkle in there as well. 102.9 passer rating in the regular season. His postseason passer rating has increased 115.6. And then real quick, Nick, I want to play this video of Matthew Stafford discussing the super team and the preparation for the big game.
Yeah, no one called us a super team, up until now.
Yeah, up until right now. Hold on, give me a second. Well, I mean, they've been talking about it for, 2-3 months, but until right now, of course, you want to build the narrative around the fact that it's a super team and it's only a super team. Matthew Stafford's going to contradict that narrative. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's LeBron. Hold on, here we go.
As far as a superstar heavy team, I think that's kind of what the outside world probably thinks of us. But for us, we just come into work every single day. We've got nothing but guys that want to come in here and work hard. From the top down, Aaron Donald sets the tone. I mean, that guy's an unbelievable worker, and his ability to push and drive our defense is second to none. Jalen Ramsey is the same. Von Miller has come in and just fit right in. And on the offensive side of the ball, it's the same way. Big Witt's been doing this for a long time, and he sets the tone for us on offense, does an unbelievable job leading the guys up front and really everybody. And then we have guys that just fill in and do their job.
Mr. Nick, I'll let you react.
Yeah, I mean, to call Matthew Stafford like a superstar quarterback going into this year would have been blasphemy. So I like. And then, I mean, yeah, they made, moves throughout the year, but it wasn't, it was never anything that was egregious. OBJ wanted out. He wanted to go to a team that was a contender. He picked LA. We traded for Von Miller. It's not like, our chips are in. You can call it superstar team. You can call us whoever you want. We are mortgaging our future to win now. So it's not just like, it's in basketball where all these guys just come here because they can, because they're free agents. That's not how this works.
I agree. I think calling them a super team is an insult, right? Yeah. Because of the foundation.
An insult to Snead. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It is because, I mean, you talk about just the complementary pieces that they brought in, right? The late round picks, complementary picks, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round, 7th round picks, Ben Skoranek, Cooper Kupp, Sebastian Joseph Day, Greg Gaines.
Ben Skoranek, the first name he brings up.
Get out of here. Because I listed 7th round pick last, and I know you have a grudge with them. And I kind of went in reverse there. I think Gaines was a 5th rounder, so was Sebastian Joseph Day. But again, I mean, these late round picks, these guys that end up becoming a foundation that can play out their rookie deals. You could bring in some star power. You can bring in the high level contracts that round out the cap. And then you could also fit in some other pieces, special teams and, other things that can help build out the foundation, build out the we, not me mentality. And I think that's what Les Snead has done. And it's an insult to the Rams' organization just to say that it's all built around star power. And, just because of the complementary pieces that they built in, the running backs, the offensive line that they built, the receiving core, the tight ends. But I feel like Matthew Stafford he's set to have the biggest game of his life, right? You could talk about it. We're going to talk about this more so in the next episode, but the Bengals just defending empty sets and Matthew Stafford's numbers against cover 1 and cover 3, which is the Bengals' highest tendencies on defense, and the Bengals pass rush win rate, like all these different things, the Bengals' ability in general in the trenches. These are all things we'll get into in the next episode, but Matthew Stafford is the favorite to win the Super Bowl MVP. Like the fact that we're sitting here talking about this plus 100, I think it'll probably go down to minus 105 or minus 110 at some point. But this is your guy, the guy that we talked about all season long. And Matthew Stafford you could essentially call him the superstar quarterback if he gets over the hump. Dan Orlovsky talked about him going to the Hall of Fame today.
Yeah, no, I think so, today at work, somebody asked me, he's like, do you think this Rams team right now has over under 6 Hall of Fame guys? And I was like, oh, well, that's an interesting question. So, like, obviously Aaron Donald, right?
There's one.
I would argue Jalen Ramsey and Kupp, most likely, yeah. And then Stafford, if he wins the Super Bowl, I would say that's the that's the caveat. And then
Big Wit.
Yeah, Big Wit, definitely. Yeah, that's one I didn't think of today. So that's 5 right there. So he said over under 6. So I wonder if you could name 2 more. Ben Skoranek.
No. Troy Reader. No.
No.
Does Eric Weddle get into the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah. See now, if he wins with this Rams team, that's probably maybe not first ballot, but he would probably get on there.
I'm still holding my hand up like an ass. I'm
No.
trying to think who else could potentially be a Hall of Famer on this
maybe
team.
maybe Robert Woods one day.
Yeah, maybe. No,
OBJ
he's never
even
been
too.
a Pro Bowler. I don't know about OBJ. Cam Akers would have to have a hell of a career. Sony Michel, if he wins another Super Bowl, doesn't have the numbers. Okay, so we'll go with 5.
But still, I mean, that's like that right there to say Von Miller. Sorry, Von Miller.
Duh.
Yeah,
Do we have somebody in the comment ping that one?
Yeah,
I mean,
someone's like Von Miller, Nick. What are
pretty
you
damn
talking
obvious.
about?
Damn, I can't believe we missed that one. Okay, so there's 6, so we pushed.
Somebody in the comment. Dean looks. Nobody's in the comment.
Yeah. So there's 6, so we pushed. So how about the Rams' Super Bowl jerseys coming out this week? Looks like Kevin Demoff dropped off a huge load to the Grove.
Yeah. So what was the deal? Because I heard that that was like illegal, that like they couldn't wear them, and then there's like the next day, obviously they showed them off. I mean, that was always the goal. They wanted to wear those. That's why they are what they are. They are Super Bowl modern throwbacks.
So you had to have had somebody at some point, ask the commissioner just to get permission. I don't know if they sent him an email. They called him and said, "Hey, look, Goodell, we need permission to wear the modern throwbacks. It's the perfect."
They were like,
event.
"Hey, they're like
Super Bowl at home." Yeah.
Look, Raj, can I call you Raj? Anyway, Raj, we need to wear these white unis. They are the best. I mean, I was, as like the last Bone supporter in the Rams fan base, I was looking forward to the Bone jerseys, but I think these are going to be cool. And I think
you'll forever go down as the last Bone supporter and the last. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Goff supporter.
Yeah.
All right.
What were you going to say?
I die with the ship. No, I think they may like phase those out, especially if like next year's uniform is like those black ones that keep coming up. I still think they're yellow, but we'll see.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know about the black. I think they released the black knowing that they would be like an alternative to fans for the white. So that makes me think that we're rolling out a black jersey for next year, and I'm rolling back in a yellow jersey.
Drama. I have my insider information told me that yellow was what we're getting, and no other team has just like a straight up yellow jersey. So
it's true. The Steelers don't have an alternative yellow.
No, they don't have like a straight yellow. The closest they have is like the bumblebee print,
bumblebee tuna.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I certainly do. But the Grove. So the Grove, what? The 5th to the 12th of February?
Yeah,
starting at 10 a.m.
Not Ben Simmons. Bill Simmons, famous podcaster, is at the Grove today and is on his Instagram story says, "Oh, look at this. Perfect for bandwagon Rams fans." No. And that is just the worst take. That's
Get out of here.
The laziest take. The Rams have established themselves as the LA football team. Relax. Get over it.
Totally.
Your Patriots, the only thing that they could be happy right now about Bill Simmons is your quarterback did the gritty in the freaking in the Pro Bowl. Congratulations. Have a seat.
Bill Simmons, go play some golf. I think the Celtics are like the 6th seed in the East. Average, not going to win a championship. Go move on. Sorry, Bill. Sign us on to the Ringer if you'd like. How about this reaction?
Yeah, would love that.
From Damon Jackson.
Yeah, that's on the Ringer. Oh yeah, what? Tell us.
Yeah, let's a little reaction in terms of the new Super Bowl merch that's been released. This just made me crack up, and I hope it does for you too.
The Rams released these today on the site. I didn't know which one to buy, so I bought all 3 of them. Whose house? Rams house.
Rams house. I love that guy.
Damn, he bought all 3.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, those are so cool.
Why not? That's what I'm saying. We're going to have fun with this episode. If you're going to buy some merch, I think maybe this is the episode to convince you to splurge.
Listen, if they win the Super Bowl, I'm spending like upwards of like $300.
I said the same thing.
Yeah. I'm going to, give me an OBJ Super Bowl patch. I'll take a couple hats, get a shirt for my girl. Confirmed Rams fan.
I love it.
Life is good.
Nah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go out and splurge on the merchandise after they win the Super Bowl, all bets are off. Buy whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Sean McVay today said that Tyler Higbee and Joe Noteboom will still be day to day throughout this week. Tyler Higbee, I desperately want him back.
They're saying leaning towards no for Higbee.
Yeah, leaning towards doubtful.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means he could potentially get some snaps in limited capacity if they activate him later in the week and they determine that he can play and maybe he's questionable leading up to game time. He's a game time decision. Noteboom, I would like to have healthy for depth. I know he had a chest injury. I think it was a pec injury. He's going to be day to day, but I think he's going to be fine. And I'd like to have him there as depth for Andrew Whitworth when Matthew Stafford is down on one knee. Or maybe Whitworth wants to be on the field for that final play. Who knows? Maybe Big Whit doesn't come off the field because it's the Bengals. And then I'm also hearing Sebastian Joseph Day and Darrell Henderson.
Yeah, I was going to say Henderson is my question because that would be interesting if we could have all three of them.
Well, it's interesting with both of them because Sebastian Joseph Day too. How does he get back into the rotation? Right, I think Copeland's been stealing some good snaps in terms of the rotation. Right, it's Gaines and Ashawn and Copeland. Right, in terms of the guys in the middle. So you could rotate in Sebastian Joseph Day as a third guy. I don't think it's going to hurt them.
And that's the thing, right? Because you also have Nick Scott, who's just been like playing up. You know what I mean? And like I haven't heard anything about Taylor Rapp.
Yeah, right. That's true. And that's when you hear about guys that are potentially trying to earn starting jobs. They're coming back day to day. Like that means they want to get him ingrained back into the lineup. So. And Sebastian Joseph Day, he's been dying to play. I mean, he's been working his ass off in terms of recovery to get back on the field. So
yeah, it's like I don't think this team has to change anything up from what we saw the last couple of weeks. Like outside of two huge drops, those games aren't close.
Yeah, yeah.
Outside of like the Rams destroying themselves, they should just be dominating their way through the playoffs. Really.
You're so right. I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, let Tampa
like
Bay
the Cardinals game. Yeah, like the Cardinals game is more akin to what the team is capable of.
I think so too.
And then the Tampa game was like, we were doing everything we can to lose to Tom Brady. And then the other game was two really crucial drops by like two pretty top talented guys, and like a early interception by Stafford, and then they still overcome it. So. They definitely have what it takes to.
Who do you think is the most comparable in terms of the Bengals out of those three teams? The Arizona Cardinals, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the San Francisco 49ers.
Who are they like most like?
Yeah.
Got to be the Cardinals, right?
Got to be the Cardinals.
Got to be the Cardinals.
So we'll see there. I like that we're getting guys healthy. I like that Henderson could potentially, get into the mix. I still, I believe what Sebastian Joseph Day and Darrell Henderson, if they both get onto the field, it's a blessing. If they don't, you continue to ride the hot hand, right? I don't care if Copeland's out there, he's getting his snaps in. If he's playing well, that's fine. Keep him in there. Same thing with Sony Michel and Cam Akers, right? I don't need to see Darrell Henderson if he's not 100%, right? I just want to see him get back to health and have the team collectively win a Super Bowl. And, next year he could be, in cahoots for, the main ball carrier. You can go up head to head against Cam Akers and try to earn some snaps.
I don't want to start thinking about next year yet, Dean.
No, I know.
I just want to.
That's what I'm saying with these. Yeah, that's what I'm saying with these guys. It's kind of a day by day thing. Sebastian Joseph Day might not even be here next year. Right, it's the last year of his deal.
Right. So and you know how this front office works.
Yep. Oh yeah, I sure do.
It's very much it's almost a page out of Belichick's book where it's like, hey, even though you're like, you may be like a little past your prime, you definitely got days left, but you're not spending them here.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's actually a really good transition / segue by you. And that's just your job. And it really is. And you did a great job there. Youngest head coaching matchup in Super Bowl history. You're like, oh, you're friggin' nuts. McVay at 36, Zach Taylor at 38. Any merit to that?
Aren't they like really good friends, these two?
They are.
It wouldn't like, I'm pretty sure before the Super Bowl in 2018, McVay called up Zach Taylor and like was like, hey man, I'm playing in the Super Bowl. I'm freaking out.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that he was on the staff the year prior, and then he took the job with the Bengals that year. So he coached a full year with the Bengals leading up to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's one thing. You're going to see some similarities here with McVay and Zach Taylor, and one of them being this weird parallel with this, what I call football guys in cars getting coffee. So it's a really, really interesting story that's been developing over the last 4 or 5 years that I've never really seen before today. And each year, dating back to the 2017-2018 season, Peter King of NBC Sports has driven to work with one of the head coaches that is coaching in the Super Bowl during the week leading up to the big game, dating back to February of 2019, just 3 years ago. He had Sean McVay for his 4:10 a.m. ride to work. So I'm just going to show you this picture. It's going to blow you away. I got a couple pictures for you here. So I'll make sure to illustrate as I'm going through this. Okay, let's see. So here we go. So here are the past 5
Oh
seasons.
my God.
Here's what Peter King did. So there's actually pictures of these guys in the car. So 2018 was Doug Peterson. Obviously, they won that year. 2019 was Sean McVay. They lost. 2020 was Andy Reid. They won. And then 2022, Zach Taylor, and they lost. No, just kidding. Hasn't happened yet. But here's pictures of all of these guys in the car on their way.
The Doug Peterson picture is so funny.
I know. Yep, on their way to the complex. Wait, so I have another picture for you. That's funny. So wait, continuation here. So there's links to all 4 columns. Peterson started his day at 5:14 a.m. McVay 4:10 a.m. Andy Reid 3:07 a.m. And Zach Taylor 5:10 a.m. A little bit of a slacker there, Zach.
5:20.
Yeah, 5:20. Sorry. And here's a picture of Andy Reid as a close-up in his office, 4:05 a.m. So I don't know, just stuff that you almost can't believe.
Andy Reid, is he the oldest active coach in the NFL right now at 75?
Pete Carroll, he's not 75. Andy Reid, is he? Can't be 75.
Hold on, I'll look up both their ages.
Yeah, okay, I'll continue with this. So I talked about the 4 head coaches that he's been driving with. So during these car rides, here's what Sean McVay had to say to Peter King 3 years ago. And this is something that, Nick, I think you can draw comparisons
Andy
to.
Reid, 63, Pete Carroll, 70.
Yeah, Pete Carroll's the oldest active head coach. Okay, so this is what McVay told Peter King that he does on his car rides on his way to work. Maybe calling my parents or maybe friends back east, McVay said. Steering the truck into the right lane in the darkness. Probably I'd be listening to a book on tape that my grandfather, former Niners executive John McVay, got me. Mike Lombardi's Gridiron Genius. It is focused on Bill Walsh and Bill Belichick. Mike worked with both of those guys. Okay, I'm just going to stop here for a second. One, that book is insanely good. Okay, if you have a chance to read it, I don't read a ton of books. This book was friggin' insanely good. 4 words by Bill Belichick. Takes you inside of the mind of the coach. Tony Romo even has a quote on here that says, if I'm ever going to go into coaching, I'm going to use this book. And it's not a long book either. It's like 350 pages. But again, it's focused on...
I usually average about 1 or 2 books a year. I'm going to be honest with you, Dean.
That's totally fine. Well, if you're on the beach this year and we're celebrating the Super Bowl, I recommend it. So the reason why I started reading this book was because I was so frustrated over the fact that we lost the Super Bowl. So I read that book and I read Breaking Down the 2018 Rams' Offense by Taylor Colst, who we had on the show. But reading all of Bill Walsh's books, that's what Sean McVay liked to do. He read all Bill Walsh's books just based on his grandfather's history as an executive, as a general manager. And there's so much that stems from the things that Bill Belichick and Bill Walsh and John McVay did within the league that has just trickled into the personality of a lot of these head coaches, and one of them being Sean McVay. So I just remember being, when they lost the Super Bowl, I just remember being obsessed with this book and trying to understand what was going on with the Rams' offense and how to get over the hump. But it's a really, really interesting conversation. And this is where it gets a little extra interesting. They had a great conversation, Peter King and Sean McVay. But in terms of Bill Belichick, after they beat Minnesota in September,
Belichick called him up. Yeah.
Everybody's favorite game ever. Jared Goff.
Yeah, that was Goff's best game outside of the.
Yeah, we remember. Right. We thought after that game, this team could go to the Super Bowl. That
was Thursday night, too, that game.
It was. And he texted Sean McVay and said, man, you guys are really explosive and impressive and fun to watch. Congratulations. Keep it rolling.
Mind games.
So, mind games, exactly. So Sean McVay is going nuts over the fact that he's now got this revolutionary offense, and it's changing the landscape of the league. And Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all time, is now complimenting him. But for him to just kind of take the time and congratulate him and say that was pretty cool, and Sean McVay was all over that. And I think it's one thing to, be a friend and compliment the way Zach Taylor and Sean McVay do, or LaFleur or Kyle Shanahan. But it's another thing to play mind games, and then you get yourself into a Super Bowl. And Bill Belichick feels like he's got you exactly where he wants you, because Bill Belichick is the guy that's the professor, and he's studying Sean McVay and all these other young head coaches throughout the league. And then you get to the Super Bowl, he's fully prepared, right? He had some other guys throughout the year, Matt Patricia, practice some stuff that Bill Belichick knew he was going to then reintroduce to the Rams in the Super Bowl in the, the 8-1 front, in the A-gap blitz that just tore Jared Goff apart, that shut out our outside zone run. So all that stuff that kind of comes together. McVay talking to Bill Belichick, the car rides with Peter King. I just thought that stuff was really interesting. And Nick, I don't know, any comments on McVay? And this is all stuff we've talked about before, but I just wanted to see if you had any update on it.
Not necessarily comments on McVay, but just comments on you. How you said, like, this losing a Super Bowl drove me to reading this book. I actually did some research of my own. This week. Yeah. I went back and I listened to the post Super Bowl loss episode of Rams Brothers.
Oh, you're crazy.
I am crazy. I am, because I wanted to know how I felt, because I remembered going to work the next day and just being in like utter turmoil and not repping, just being in like absolute black.
It was a tough game.
It was a really tough loss. It really felt like our year that year. Whereas like this year, I would argue that it honestly, to me, it never really felt like our year, which is like crazy. And then now we're here, and you could argue the same thing about the Bengals. I don't think anybody was like, it's our year. Who day? But I listened to it, and we're both very somber, but we're also very excited about the future of this team. And we said that in the future, we totally foresee us, one, being good, and two, stealing a Super Bowl. And I remember us saying, we would, like, if we would win this one, there's a guarantee we get another one in the next couple years. And this one would have almost been like a steal. It's like we weren't supposed to win this one. And I feel like I just heard a lot of parallels to what Bengals fans are saying right now, where it's just like, and apparently that's that seems to be just based on the reporters and the people I know that are at Radio Row. They're just like happy to be there, and they're very much like, we deserve to be here. This is all crazy. Where the Rams are, it's funny now, have kind of transformed into like to the Patriots. All of a sudden, we're like these villains. Everybody loves the Bengals. Like, also, if you just think, if the Chiefs would have won, America would be all Rams right now, because they don't want to see the Chiefs win again.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, boring. Chiefs are in the Super Bowl again. But it's funny how the narrative is just like, oh, superstar Rams, and they got all these stars and Joey Burr, and I'm just really interested to see, because I think the Rams are just like a well-oiled machine now. And I don't feel like we're like the naive kid on the block anymore. I mean, which is funny, because podcast and as an organization, as the Rams, like, we were very much just like, we were like go with the flow, just having fun podcasting, you know what I mean? And now it's like we do this twice a week. We have a script every time. We do research. It's very much more of a well-oiled machine. We got video going this year. We got a lot of stuff going on. We're live right now. So it's all very serendipitous, if you will. I'm very excited to just see if this game will give me a heart attack or not. I just want one win. I just want one Super Bowl win.
Yeah. But I think the one thing I wanted to just go back to for a second was the Rams Chiefs Super Bowl. I think that would have been extraordinarily exciting. I think it was Good Morning Football that was talking about how Rams and Bengals, how there weren't too many storylines. Just like off the top of my head, Andrew Whitworth and the Bengals.
The Whitworth Bowl is what I've been calling it.
Yeah, Odell Beckham Jr., Joe Burrow versus Matthew Stafford, Zach Taylor versus Sean McVay, Jalen Ramsey versus Jamar Chase, right? All of these, I mean, this is without getting into the trenches, without getting into the, any of the special teams or anything like that. There's some 5 or 6 really good storylines that you could, Joe Mixon has a good story too.
I think
He's
no
been on
matter
a
what,
bad team for 8 years, and all of a sudden he's in the Super Bowl. So
no matter what, you can find a story. Like,
yeah, I mean, Dan Orlovsky made a good story today about how the Rams have 9 first-round picks out of 22 starters, and how this team is win it. They have to win it. This is their best shot they could potentially have to win a Super Bowl.
I mean, you're playing at SoFi.
Yeah, and it's not Bill Belichick. I mean, we haven't had
it's not a dynasty,
Yeah, haven't had a chance to play against a Super Bowl that wasn't Tom Brady, Bill Belichick in 20 years, right? It's the last time we were against a different coach in the Super Bowl was Jeff Fisher. So, I mean, Fisher, Belichick, Zach Taylor. There's a parallel somewhere in there. So, I don't know. I'm confident. I have faith in, things like this too. And, you're just kind of looking around media, you're looking for storylines, headlines and stuff. I flashed this clip a little bit earlier on, but I wanted to just show this clip by LeBron, who's going to eventually be going through the trade deadline and the All-Star break, and the Lakers are going to be looking to upgrade their team as well. Hold on.
There's an opportunity. I've said this every year. If there's an opportunity for you to get better, then you explore those options. That's always been. I've been like that my whole career. I've said it over and over. If you have an opportunity to get better, no one turns that down. I mean, as great as the Rams was, they had an opportunity to get another guy like Odell, and they went and got it. So if you have an opportunity to get better, you try to get better, and if not, then you rock and roll what you got.
Have you given
Had an opportunity to go get a guy like Odell? That's what they did.
I just love that the city is behind us, and today on Colin Cowherd, Joy Taylor's guest was just saying how she's just a full-on Rams fan now. It's like Dodgers, Lakers, Rams, and the Rams are such the perfect medium, just like thematically between those two, because you have the LA Lakers yellow and the blue Dodgers, and you have the Rams kind of meeting at the middle. It's just so beautiful. I want them to win so bad. I wonder if the Santa Monica Ferris wheel will get the horns back on, because they did that last year, 3 years ago.
I believe it will.
It feels longer than 3 years, does it not?
It feels like 100. It feels like 100 years. But then I go back and watch the Super Bowl, and it feels like it's weird. It feels like 80 weeks, and then I go back and watch the Super Bowl. It feels like.
Did you watch it recently too?
Yeah, it was just on NFL Network. I watched the whole game.
God, I watched it too.
Yeah, in its entirety, because they were there. That game was a hard fought game until the fourth quarter, and it was that Todd Gurley run that got called back. The Rams punted. And
there's just so many things that could have just gone the other way if Goff gets that first ball out to Cooks a little earlier, still hits Cooks in the hands, he still could come down with it. I feel
like they had them where they wanted them.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, they had a chance if they would have scored on that drive where Gurley took off, 10, make that game 10-3, and then Patriots score again. And then we have them in the position to go Adam Vinatieri with Greg the Leg and end their season and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way. We have another chance this year. And there's a lot of good stuff that's coming out because of it, right? Patriots receiver Kendrick Bourne. And there's a pretty interesting dynamic between these two as well. Another parallel between Kendrick Bourne and Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp already has a record, by the way, that is unlikely to be broken. He will add to it in the Super Bowl. But most receiving yards in a season, including the playoffs, Cooper Kupp has 2,333 receiving yards this season and will likely finish over 2,400 yards. No one else has ever even had 2,000 yards in a single season. So Cooper Kupp is breaking every single record you could possibly.
I think Stafford's 200 to 250 yards away from passing Eli Manning as the most passing yards in the postseason too.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's something around there.
I believe it. And I just wanted to pull this up because it says a lot about Cooper Kupp, and it says a lot about the Rams organization and about the player that Bill Belichick drafted in Kendrick Bourne and why he drafted Kendrick Bourne. He says, "I'll never forget the day that changed my perspective. Looking at him like, you sure? I'm still chasing my dog. You the best though, Cooper Kupp. Thanks for being the light in my life. You about to get that ring with the eyes." But this was in response. Cooper Kupp on X, Eastern Washington University teammate Kendrick Bourne. This is Cooper Kupp's quote, before our last year together, I actually sat down with him, Kendrick Bourne, and told him straight up, you are a better receiver than I am. This is Cooper Kupp, the guy who has 2,333 receiving yards right now. You are a better receiver than I am. And if he was able to get some things in order, he was going to just take off. And I think that's what he really did. So Cooper Kupp on Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne's going to be a really decent player, I believe. But I also believe that that's a big reason why Bill Belichick drafted Kendrick Bourne, was because one, he's a good person, but two, he's an Eastern Washington kid, Eastern Washington University kid, and he kind of embodies the Cooper Kupp spirit. So maybe
Cooper Kupp in the third round. How about that?
How about that? Yeah, maybe you see Kendrick Bourne break out next year. Who cares, though? Who cares at all? Not me. What else do I have in here? I wanted to show the selfie, the infamous selfie. It's been about a year.
Picture of McVay looks like a madman there. It looks like he just ripped like 7 lines. Yeah. Oh God. He doesn't look normal in that picture. The other two are like, yeah, nice smile.
Yeah.
McVay's like, ah.
Yeah, well, because he knows he's going back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's how I felt in that moment, and that's what I wanted you to feel with me.
I know. I just couldn't. I couldn't see it. I couldn't foresee it, and I'm just so glad that my predictions for this year were wrong. There was a strong period of time in November where it felt like we were boned.
We lost the whole month.
Yeah, and it was tough. It was a tough time to be a Rams fan, but for them to turn it around this quickly in the same year, it's magnificent.
Sure is. Continuation of the fun episode. What were your thoughts on the whole Stafford looks like Leonardo debate that's been going on Twitter? Or the fact that Stafford says he would want Leonardo to play him in the movie.
I don't know if I would pick Leonardo.
No?
I feel like Stafford's got more of like a everyman quality that Leonardo doesn't really have. Maybe more of like
probably cast Brendan Fraser, right?
No, I was thinking more Kyle Gass. No, that's it put me on the spot here. I think I would go
Odenkirk.
No.
Come on, you got to give me a Joe Everyman. Come on.
I mean, the first that comes to my mind is like John Krasinski, but I don't think
that's decent.
Yeah,
decent. I probably could have played Kurt Warner, to be honest.
No, you know who would actually be really good? Ryan from The Office, I think would make a really good.
Nah, I actually would have loved John Krasinski to play Kurt Warner. Anybody?
Yeah,
think
that would have been much better.
That would have been amazing.
Zach Levi did a pretty good job.
All right, I'm going to take this Leo picture off. And here's Stafford again. But here's Stafford and Leo. There's the comparison that I drew.
This is a picture of Leo running with his shirt off, looking like a young Jack Nicholson with a water gun.
It's my favorite picture of him. And then this last one, Matthew Stafford and Larry David and cousin Ray Ray. I knew that was going to get you.
Oh, man. That killed me.
Oh man! But it's been a fun year.
Yeah, flash a picture of Andy Reid at 4 and 5 a.m.
Accidental.
Yeah. All right. Let's just do this before we go. Who intimidates you most, or who are you scared of most on facing? Because I know we said out of the opponents, who the Bengals are most like our postseason opponents. It's the Cardinals for sure, but it's the Cardinals with a healthy Hopkins.
Yep.
That's who
you and I were talking about. That was it earlier on in the season? Was it week 5 after they went 4-0, or was it week 4 after they beat Tampa Bay? They had to go up against Arizona when they got smoked.
Yeah, I think it was 4.
Yeah, and David Long got exposed and got benched by AJ Green, but that was the most dynamic receiving core that we feel like we've seen to that point. Although we saw Tampa Bay the week before, and we saw plenty out of their receiving core. It was when Godwin, Antonio Brown were still healthy. So I don't know. It's really going to be about the defense. Like I mean, I'm of course afraid of Joe Burrow after the highlights that I saw against Kansas City. He feels like he bounces off of everybody. It's kind of like the Patrick Mahomes effect, where he can't be sacked. But I think the Rams have a pass rush that has the ability to get quarterbacks on the ground and instills fear, unlike the Kansas City Chiefs' pass rush.
Yeah, I think for sure, I think this game's going to come down to Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I think so too.
Which is pretty amazing that he has a chance to really. I mean, he did a great job in the Patriots Super Bowl. Intimidate the hell out of Tom Brady.
He did, and I wanted to just pull up this quote from Aaron Donald. This is another reason why they have to get the job done and why they think they're going to get the job done. Aaron Donald said, "We're trying to win a Super Bowl for Robert Woods too. That's a guy that I've truly got a lot of love for, a lot of respect for. We're not just doing this for me or for Matt Staff or for Big Wit. We're trying to do this for Robert Woods as well." Aaron Donald. To me, those are the kind of quotes, right? The best player in the game. Even if Joe Burrow does scare me for a couple of plays, I still have confidence that the best player in the game. And if not, his big brother in Von Miller is going to make the play. So that's just the kind of faith I have in this squad. And those two are completely motivated. I just read an article on how their two friendship is formulated strictly around the Lombardi. That's it. The only thing they care about is winning the Super Bowl. That's why they're friends. That's why they're in this together.
Gotta love that, man.
Yeah. I hear stuff like that and you get the chills, you get motivated, and you have faith. You want to throw some money on the Rams. I think that's all I got. Any other fun pictures that I have to share? Oh, yeah. Two things real quick. LAFB is at Radio Row. There's a picture of the squad. They set up in their tent. They have a small little Rams helmet. I don't know why that Bengals helmet is on the table. But our squad is set up there. Wish we could be there. If you see the squad, you guys are hanging around, make sure to say hi. We'll be making sure to put out content for this whole week from LAFB. So make sure you guys are staying put. And you guys keep your eyes peeled for new stuff. Also, a giveaway. How about this, Nick? I'm going to have you make up whatever the hell you want to earn this giveaway on the spot.
Oh, wow. Dean's doing a giveaway. Ooh, with the Super Bowl patch. I didn't even know we had those.
I just made it.
Oh, that's so sick.
So,
all right. So the giveaway is you have to tweet at Dean Vez, Dean_Vez, and tag me. So tag both of us. Tweet Dean is Star Fox, Nikki is Falco.
Yeah, but also if you tweet Dean is strong, I'll also give it away.
No. Dean is Star Fox.
Can we cut that out?
Nikki is Falco.
Cut.
That's the only way you're going to win this giveaway. I'm pretty sure all of the water bottles have now made their way over to everybody.
If you tweet at Dean Vez, Dean is good at
Did you because I was responsible for all my giveaways. Did you ever give away that mug, or did you just say that you were going to give it away?
I gave away a mug. I gave away a sweatshirt. Contact my guy, Gary Souse.
Okay, Gary.
Come on. Did you see a picture of Gary repping the hoodie? Come on,
All right.
All right, let's wrap it up. This was a fun episode.
So we have some guests coming back on. We got the great Taron Killam coming back to his favorite Rams podcast, and then we have Jake Reiner, right?
Yes, we have Jake.
Me
Reiner.
and Jake are going to get some FaceTime because I know he said he wanted to talk to me because I was very loud and proud about my Stafford and Goff takes, and he was very much on the other side of that. And then I think Dad, right? I think our dad's going to hop on.
Yeah, we might get Dad. We might get Ryan live from Radio Row.
We definitely got to get Ryan. Those are the our four guests this year. So it'd be cool if we can get them all on one thing.
Okay, we're either going to do it in two parts, so maybe we do like a Wednesday or Friday episode, or maybe we do a Thursday Friday episode. But hang tight. We're going to do a lot of good stuff leading up. We got a fun week ahead. This was just a fun primer episode to get us ready for the rest of the week. So we're feeling good. Nick, you're feeling good. I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling pretty great, man.
Hang in there, Rams fans. It's going to be a long week, but it's going to be a fun one. Try to enjoy it. Peace.
Horns up, baby.